Marcus Davenport is back fully healthy. Jalen Hurts set the start. Doug Peterson, you're still on my sus list because you're not slick. What does all this mean come Sunday? Find out all that and more on Keys to Victory edition of the S.O.B.G podcast. What's good, everybody? It is the one and only Who Dat Davis here for you. And if you don't know, you will know now that over here we bleed black and gold until we are dead and cold. Thank everybody for joining me tonight for this Keys to Discussion edition, English of the S.O.B.G podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button for your boy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for your boy. Share the podcast around to your friends, your fellow football fans all over the globe. Let's go ahead and get these football talks going. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we get into all that, I had to remind y'all that today I have officially posted the poll over on Twitter. If you guys want to see me do live reactions to football games, to Saints football games, go ahead and go over to my Twitter at Real Aaron Davis. Twitter handle is in the description. Leave y'all votes, all right? Even if it's just one vote. If it's majority yes or no, I move accordingly. I'm hoping for yes because I want to give you guys my live reactions and my heart palpitating moments. Okay, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be funny. So make sure you guys go vote over on my Twitter at Real Aaron Davis. Like I said, Twitter handle is in the description. Also, while you go over there floating around my social media, go ahead and follow your boy on Facebook at facebook.com/stateofblackandgold. Now, on to the juicy bits. Saints versus Eagles, keys to victory. Starting with today's injury report for New Orleans Saints. Now, Marcus Davenport is back. Yes, he is. Marcus Davenport is back from concussion protocol. He is a full participant. Also, Teron Armstead is back. He has been relieved from COVID-19/reserve list. So, defensive line is getting healthy. The offensive line is getting healthy. We're reportedly going to be seeing more of a Cesar Ruiz and Nick Easton rotation. Happy days, happy days, happy days. Now, who else is back in action in practice today? We also have Deontay Harris, Jack Rabbit Jenkins. We also have Ty Montgomery. Those three are all back. Marquez Callaway is still out with a knee injury. He's still on IR. We're not going to see him for at least another 2 weeks. It's unfortunate. He's coming along nicely, but we are still stout at the receiver position. It's not going to impact us heavily going forward. Now, there are some other indications today. Michael Thomas, once again, limited with an ankle. Ryan Ramczyk is limited with the elbow. We also got Derek Kelly back from I think from COVID list. We also have Malcolm Brown and Patrick Robinson out today. They did not practice today. Which is unfortunate, especially for Patrick Robinson, because I think we all know why. If Patrick Robinson is not good to go for Sunday, it's going to be Jack Rabbit doing most of the work. So if he's not for at least close to 100% come Sunday, then we're going to see more PJ Williams on the outside, and that's scary. I'd rather see Keith Washington, but it be what it be. So shout outs to Jerry Poor, shout outs to 504. What's going on, you guys? Look, I said it already, I'll say it again. This channel would not be what it be without you guys. All right. It is so good to see you guys. Now, towards the end of this video, I'm gonna come at you with some more news and whatnot. But for right now, my first key to victory: Ryan Ramczyk versus Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham is the leader in terms of sacks for the Philadelphia pass rush. Second behind him is Fletcher Cox, and next behind him is Barnett. Okay, so this Philly pass rush is something serious when he's getting going. Can Ryan Ramczyk hold the edge? Can he hold him off with that elbow injury? I'm hoping the answer is yes, because we need Taysom Hill to really deliver in terms of the passing game. So Ryan Ramczyk, do your thing, brother. That is something serious. Okay. Next up is my next key to victory: Taysom Hill versus, as I just mentioned, the Philadelphia pass rush. Philadelphia is not that good overall in terms of offensive production, but the defense is another story altogether. When they get going early on, they can get after you. Fletcher Cox will get after you. Barnett will get after you. Brandon Graham will get after you. And got some playmakers on the second level. They like to blitz sometimes. You got Darius Slay out there who wants to do corner blitzes from time to time. Look, Taysom Hill is going up against a top 5 pass rush. A top 5 pass rush that is that's even better than what he went up against in terms of Denver, who was ranked number 9. So he's got his work cut out for him. We can argue that he's going to be fine because he went up against Atlanta, but so we're looking at it from a statistical standpoint. Philadelphia beats Atlanta in terms of pass rush by a large margin. Okay, so this is a big test for Taysom Hill. The run game is going to be a key point to keeping this Philadelphia pass rush off of Taysom Hill. They've between Alvin Kamara, Latavius Murray, and Taysom Hill, the Saints running offense is averaging 4.5 yards per carry on the year. Minimum 4.5, or could it be around 4.7 yards per carry on the year? So, and Philadelphia is not that good against the run. So he can lean on that if he needs to, set up the play action so he can maneuver out of that pass rush that's going to be coming, especially off of the edges. We got Teron Armstead coming back, which is good, but we have to wonder how the lingering effects of him contracting COVID-19, how that's going to affect him overall in terms of production on the offensive line, especially in cold conditions like they got over there in Philadelphia. So that keys to victory is going to be something that may determine the outcome of this game. The third key to victory, I've got Marshawn Lattimore versus Jalen Reagor. Marshawn Lattimore got absolutely cooked in terms of 50-50 balls against Calvin Ridley, but Jalen Reagor is not Calvin Ridley. He's not always going to play Calvin Ridley type receivers. He's definitely got his hands full against Tyreek Hill, though, but that's not until the other a week after from now. Jalen Reagor is someone who can get vertical. He can go up and high point a ball when he needs to. So look for he and Greg Ward to be the two points of attack for Jalen Hurts, who can maneuver out of the pocket. And speaking of Jalen Hurts, how is he going to fare against the pass rush, the superior defensive line of the New Orleans Saints? It's still led by Trey Hendrickson with 10.5 sacks. Behind him is Cameron Jordan. And behind him is, it's actually David Onyemata, who's second in terms of sacks, followed by Cam Jordan with, I believe, 5.5. So you got Trey Hendrickson, David Onyemata, Cam Jordan, Malcolm Brown, Davenport. Look, this Saints defensive line is going to feast on the weaker offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's to be expected. My thing is, how are they going to contain the likes of Jalen Hurts? What are they going to do? Are they going to spy Jalen Hurts? Are they going to use more of Demario Davis for contain instead of blitzing? We don't know. Hopefully, they know how to contain him, because once he uses those legs, it's going to be trouble. Especially if we can gain 4 to 6 yards every time he scrambles. Setting them up for short yardage, short fields, and short third downs. You're looking at a potential time of possession type of game. Now, Doug Peterson is already working on the cheat sheet. If you guys haven't seen my latest video, I've highlighted that Doug Peterson signed linebacker Joe Bocci off of the Saints practice squad earlier today, and then news came out that Jalen Hurts would be starting for the Philadelphia Eagles. Doug Peterson, you're still on my sus list, man. Like I said, I commend you for what you're doing, but that's the oldest trick in the book, all right? Ain't going to work like you think it's going to work, all right? You have all the knowledge in the world. All that knowledge is not going to help you any if you don't know how to effectively stop it. You're at your Philadelphia line, you can't stop all those boys. You double one, someone else go get open. Let's say you double Trey Hendrickson, right? Chips, double blocks. Who does that leave up? That leaves up Sheldon Rankins. That leaves up David Onyemata. You try to double up the middle. Marcus Davenport, Cam Jordan, Carl Granderson even. The edges are going to win the one-to-one matchups. So it's a pick your poison type of thing. Now, if you're going to have them scramble, that's a whole nother thing altogether. But I don't think it's going to scramble all that much. Michael Thomas is due to have a big game. Alvin Kamara is going to see more of a ground game, especially Latavius Murray. Because of those cold conditions, running the ball is paramount. It's absolutely paramount. And there's a lot riding on this. What's riding on this exactly? If the New Orleans Saints manage to pick up a W over in Philly, the Saints, for the fourth year in a row, will clinch an NFC South title. That will be the first time in NFC South history that a team is going to clinch the title for a fourth consecutive year. And they still be one game ahead of Green Bay Packers, who are set to play Detroit a week from now. Now, speaking of Green Bay, there's a lot, like, I was talking to some guys on Twitter. Apparently, and I didn't know this, but even if the Saints finish with a better conference record, if Green Bay and New Orleans finish with a 13-3 record, apparently the Green Bay Packers come away with the 1 seed. That's unfortunate. I thought, as for as long as I've been alive and watching football, I thought it always came down to better conference record, even if it's just against between two teams. And right now, the Saints have a better conference record, only losing to Green Bay, whereas Green Bay has lost to Minnesota and Tampa Bay. That's disheartening. So we need Green Bay to lose at least one more game, because I don't see the Saints losing any other game except for possibly Kansas City, because Patrick Mahomes is another different animal. Now, in terms of overall predictions, I'm going to leave that for my pregame show this Saturday. This Saturday, I'm going to be doing my pregame show. That way, I have the likes of TJ Jones and WDN Chatline podcast have their moments in terms of their pregame shows and their predictions. Nos especially. Let's go ahead and read some of these comments before we get up out of here. This little keys to victory stuff is going to be short, probably around 15 to 20 minutes long. So let's go ahead and read some of these comments before we get up out of here. You've got Jerry Poor. Shout out to Jerry Poor, man. He's always here, man. I love you, Jerry. He says, that's good news. Glad to hear Davenport and Armstead is back. Yeah, absolutely, man. Look, you can't understate the value of Teron Armstead and Marcus Davenport, especially Marcus Davenport. We saw how the defensive line looked last week against Atlanta, or sorry, not last week, this past week against Atlanta in terms of getting pressure, okay? Yes, they were still getting pressure, but they weren't generating the high amount of sacks as they were with Marcus Davenport rotating in and out with Trey Hendrickson. You like the value this man has in terms of his power, in terms of being in the bull rush, the right side, that can't be understated. Marcus Davenport helps the Saints team lead the league in terms of total pressures, and he's helping the Saints move into that column to be first overall in terms of sacks. Okay, so the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't have that much of a sack game against the likes of Washington football team. So the Saints have a chance to squeak ahead to either tie for third, or at best, you could see him jump all the way up to second in terms of total sacks. So Marcus Davenport being healthy, coming out of concussion, is big. Teron Armstead is coming up is big, because this Philly pass rush, as I said a little earlier, is no joke. Especially Brandon Graham and Barnett and Fletcher Cox and the like. You want somebody trustworthy defending that other side of the field, protecting your blind side. So Taysom Hill getting Teron Armstead back is big in terms of especially veteran presence. It helps Sean Payton be a little more confident with rotating Nick Easton and with Cesar Ruiz to keep those dudes fresh. So shouts out to those two coming back. Hopefully, barring no further injuries in practice this week, we'll see them 100% come Sunday. Taysom Hill is due for another, I say, 2 passing touchdowns, one in the red zone, and I say a 30-yard shot. 2 passing touchdowns and possibly 2 running touchdowns. So my final predictions, like I said, I'll get to in my pregame show. We won't be doing calls tonight. Okay, we'll do calls Saturday. Look out for my for when I go put out more information in terms of when the pregame show is going to start and all that. Let's see. Let's read some more comments here. You got ASVP Dion said, "Who that to you, my man?" We got Jerry Porter said 2020 NFC South champions this Sunday. Absolutely. I'm very confident this Saints team can go up to Philly and handle business and come away with this W, even if Jalen Hurts is set to start. Okay, so look, here's another note. For majority of this season, we've seen Doug Peterson use Jalen Hurts the same way the Saints used Taysom Hill before he was started to start for Drew Brees going down. And honestly, I've said before that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. But when you're going up against unless Sean Payton, Doug Peterson put that out there on film. Okay, that's on film now. Sean Payton is going to find ways to keep this man contained. So Doug Peterson, you just dug your own grave, my dude. You don't try to copycat what the Saints invented. Okay, like you're trying to beat the Saints in their own game, and that's terrible. And another note, we've got Malcolm Jenkins back. We've got the playbook. So you can go ahead and have Joe Bocci have our playbook if you want to. But all spare and love and war, as they say. We got Malcolm Jenkins. So it's all about who uses the information the right way. And I trust Sean Payton a lot more than I trust Doug Peterson. I tell you that. One more, we got Jerry again saying we need Green Bay to lose more games. Yes, I do believe Detroit can pull off the upset. Because so far they've looked pretty good, even though it is against the likes of Chicago. Now, granted, Chicago is pretty good in terms of their defense. I put Chicago's defense ahead of Green Bay's defense. And if Chicago is able to pull off that kind of upset, there's no telling what the score and final score is going to be for that game against Green Bay. So, fingers crossed. I'm pulling for Matt Stafford and whoever's coaching the Detroit Lions right now. If Detroit pulls off that upset, the Saints are pretty much guaranteed to win, and especially the Titans. I think the Titans will come away with a W. Hell, even the Panthers might come away with a W. Guys, look, Christian McCaffrey is already set. Not even set. He's already beginning to practice this week. He's already been reported to have practiced today with the Carolina Panthers. He may not play this week, but if he is continues his trend upwards, you could very well see him healthy for that Green Bay game. So the potential here for Green Bay to lose 3 of the next 4 games, and for the Saints to clinch a number 1 seed, it's looking very likely. Okay, the Titans, they have Corey Davis, AJ Brown, Ryan Tannehill's no slouch, Derrick Henry's a beast. It's very possible. So right now, all I'm worried about is the Saints controlling what they can control. And if they can continue to handle business, we also could see the Saints go 14-2. 14-2 by the end of the year. Hell, they could even clinch it by 13-3, but I like 14-2. It'd be the first time in franchise history it happens. But other than that, that's it. That's all. Now, in terms of what I wanted to say, I just want to remind people who are just now tuning in, go over to my Twitter at Real Aaron Davis. Twitter handle is in the description. There is a poll for if you want to see yours truly do live reactions to football games. The first one would be this Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. So if you want to see that, go to my Twitter, find the poll, click yes, and let's make it official. This Saturday, I'm going to put out when the pregame show for Saturday is going to start Friday. So look out for that tidbit of information Friday. It's also going to be on my Facebook page. So if you haven't followed there, go follow there. I'm still working on the 1,000 subscribers here. So help me out with 1,000 subscribers here. Let's go ahead and get this community tab up for your boy. Let's go ahead and grow our people. We've got Travis 504 here to say, if we went out, why do we need Green Bay to lose? Well, here's the thing, Travis. We don't usually see the Saints win out. When they get a number 1 seed, when you look back to 2018, when they got the 1 seed, they rested their starters for their last game against the Carolina Panthers. And there's no guarantee that just because they're playing Detroit, Carolina, and Tennessee, like it's really like you want to be safer than sorry. So yeah, the Saints can still clinch the 1 seed if they win out, but it will make it easier for the Saints if Green Bay lost the game. So look at that. Look at it like this: if the Green Bay Packers, let's say they lose to Detroit Lions, that means the Saints can go win these final three to four games. If they win against the Vikings, then they clinch the 1 seed. If they lose against Detroit and let's say Carolina, if they lose against Detroit and Carolina, that means the Saints only have to win against the likes of Kansas City. They have to win Eagles and Kansas City to clinch the 1 seed if they lose the next 2 games. And if Green Bay wins out, that means the Saints have to win out. So you want your competition to lose a game, so the requirement to clinch the 1 seed becomes less of a strain. It also limits the risk of injury, because the more games you play, the more likelihood you're going to get injured prior to going into the postseason, and you don't want that for your boys, especially like a Marcus Davenport. You want him healthy. You want your defensive line healthy. You want your offensive line healthy. You want your receiver weapons healthy. You want Drew Brees healthy. You want all these guys healthy. And how you do that, you make sure your competition loses a game or 2, and make sure you clinch that 1 seed as quickly as possible so you can rest your starters. That way, the final 1 or 2 games for your schedule become inconsequential. So that's why I'm all for Detroit, Carolina, and/or Tennessee beating down the Green Bay Packers for us. Travis says, I'm not sure, but my answer is yes. Hey, shout out to you, Travis. I appreciate that, bro. Okay, so we got 1 vote for yes. Everybody else, make sure you go Twitter. Vote. Go vote. But that's it. That's all. Like I said, I was going to keep this a little short, 15, 20 minutes. I'm a little like 4 minutes over that. So look out for more information for your boy coming up on Twitter and Facebook this Friday concerning when the pregame show for Saturday is going to start. Until next time, everybody, I love you. Stay healthy out there. And as always, we bleed black and gold until we are dead and cold. I love you.